I am Cosmic Mary Magdalene. Most of you don't know that I am cosmic. I was around long before you heard about me as the Mary Magdalene in the Bible. I was here long before I came with Jesus Christ. We came from the cosmos. I am cosmic. I came from the same Mother Mary consciousness that created the entire female Christ consciousness. This female Christ consciousness was created in the first creation. This idea of female consciousness came from the sons Ka, Ra, Ya, Sa, Ta, Ha, La. We were the 7 sons, and the humanoid race line came from the 7th son. There were 7 sons, and each one of them had its own race line, but we were all called orphans. And this is the story that is now being told as the indigos returning to Earth. We were never called indigos. We were always called orphans. When I came to Earth during the second seeding of the Earth 400 million years ago, I came from the sons of Ha and La, the violet sons. The son Ha was the dolphinoid orphan race line, and the son La was the humanoid race line. So this human form and the dolphin form came together, and I came as a mermaid in the second creation. 400 million years ago, I lived on Earth as a mermaid for millions of years, and my cosmic twin came as a dolphin. So we came from the dolphinoid and the humanoid sons, Ha and La, the violet sons. So we returned to Earth as a violet sun. We broke into the cosmic twins. We always come as a pair, and then we find each other again. I came as a mermaid, and my cosmic twin came as a dolphin. So during 400 million years ago, in the second creation, we were lovers as mermaids and dolphins for millions of years, and this was the normal creation of that time. The only creation on Earth at that time was within the ocean. We were the first creators. I was also here earlier with the one called Elika, who is now my spiritual guide on Earth at this time. He is in the spiritual realm now. We have had many lifetimes together on almost every star system in this universe, and I've had many other lifetimes with the one you call Jesus Christ on many other stars in the universe, and many other lifetimes on this Earth. But the one that we call Elika has not returned to Earth since Jesus came. He was with us during the creation plans of bringing this Jesus and Mary story to Earth. So the first time I met Elika, he introduced himself as the one who was the highest, or the first idea, or had the first idea about the Jesus and Mary story. So the first creator, the first initiator of the Jesus and Mary story of bringing the female and male Christ through the entire consciousness of the universe. So this team that I was on with Elika and Jesus originated millions and millions of years ago. So during our first creation, we were the 7 sons. Then in the second seeding, bringing this Christ consciousness to this planet. This isn't the only planet we brought our consciousness to, of course. We were bringing our consciousnesses to all of the suns and all of the stars of the universe. So this was a very long creation program. But during the second seeding 400 million years ago, the same female Christ energy that was in the Mary Magdalene, who came with Jesus Christ, came to seed this ocean that we have now on our Earth. We lived within the cosmic core domains, the aquifers of this planet, and we were the cosmic dolphins, cosmic dolphin race, combined with a humanoid race. So I was a mermaid and my husband was a dolphin. Or at that time we didn't have husbands. My lover was a dolphin. The dolphins and the mermaids were very much in love because we were very much in love when we were on the Crystala star system of the cosmos before we came. So these stories about the soul journey of Mary Magdalene can be read in the I Am Cosmic Mary Magdalene book that you can find at my website, Crystal Magic Orchestra. That's Crystal with a C, Crystal, Magic Orchestra. And the orchestra, it's the orchestration of the frequencies of the Crystala, the 7 sons of the cosmos, carrying the male and female Christ consciousness. This is the consciousness frequencies that are breathed into all of the music that is at crystalmagicorchestra.com. And the stories of Mary Magdalene, her soul journey, her music as the cosmic dolphin and the cosmic mermaid, all of these stories and music may be found at my website. And the book I Am Cosmic Mary Magdalene may also be purchased on Amazon, along with many of my other books, including the 12 DNA, Music of the Spheres, Ascension Program from the Diary of the Cosmic Twins, and the Orbing into Eternal Life, which is also the complete story of how my cosmic twin flame and I came to Earth in our journey. And also the audio book Reprogramming Your DNA is a very important reading for this time to prepare you for our Ascension program. And there are many other kits of training, including the Transformation Kit, the Atomic Mirror, which will prepare you for what is coming in the fall of 2016. These are very important things to prepare for at this time. We are all moving into oneness with our spiritual parallel self, and the more you know how to do that and are able to do that, the more likely you will be able to do it in the fall of 2016 when we make our first shift into a new reality. This is a story of Mary Magdalene, a story nobody has heard before, because the stories that were told before came from a book. I Am Mary Magdalene. I am the soul of Mary Magdalene, which means my soul contains all of the lifetimes of Mary Magdalene before she was with Jesus Christ, or Yeshua ben Joseph, and after, and the many other times that she was with him. And I'm going to tell you a story about the time when I was a mermaid. One of my lifetimes, I was a mermaid for millions of years. That was the time of the second seeding of Earth. Many don't know that the story of Earth is very, very long. And the story of Earth is a part of the story of the universe. And the universe is a part of the story of the cosmos. And that's where my story began. I was cosmic long, long before I came to Earth with Jesus. Jesus and I came from a race line called the Oriphims. This was a race line that was cosmic, and there were 7 sons in this Oriphim race line. And the sons were Ka, Ra, Ya, Sa, Ta, Ha, and La, the 7 sons. The 7th son, the son La, was the son where the humanoids lived. The son Ha was the son where the dolphinoids lived, the dolphinoid race line. So these race lines of the Oriphim dolphins and the Oriphim humanoids were very close together. Actually, all 7 of the sons, our family, our cosmic family, was very close together. We worked on many creation projects together. And at that time, we were creating an idea each one of us had ideas we were creating. And so the idea, the Jesus and Mary idea, we were part of a much larger team. And actually the leader of our team, his name was Elika. So back in the 7 Sons, when we were cosmic, we had a team. And Elika was the leader of our team. And he had this idea that turned out to what we now understand as the Jesus and Mary story in the Bible, which was the idea of bringing the female and male Christ consciousness to earth, returning this Christ consciousness to earth because it had been removed from earth many times. And so we had spent millions of years trying to get this Christ consciousness from our idea that we experienced in the God world of how wonderful the creation of God is, and replicate that idea throughout the entire universe and throughout the solar systems and the galaxies and even into the planets. And so this exact idea, this God world, was supposed to be an identical replication of what we were experiencing in the God world, where everything was so glorious and free and wonderful. So during this creation, the first creation was in this consciousness of the 7 Sons, and we were creating there. And there was a war from other ideas of creation that kind of interrupted our creation plan. And that was called the first creation. It got interrupted by an electric war. So our creation plan was put on hold for a while, but then we restarted our creation plan about 500 million years ago. And that was called the second seeding, or the second creation plan. In the second seeding, I was a mermaid. I was from a race line that came from the sons Ha and La. So I was a mermaid, a female dolphinoid humanoid mix called the Ceres Conchon. And so that was the race line that I was. So this is the same Mary Magdalene that you've read about in the Bible stories. My soul existed long before the story of Mary and Jesus, and I was a mermaid. And so in this second seeding of this earth consciousness, about 500 million years ago, Elika, who I told you about earlier, who was the leader of this whole idea of creation, of bringing this Christ consciousness throughout our universe, he was together with me during the second seeding, and we created mountains together. We created Mount Sorok in Korea together, and we created several other mountains. And we created the consciousness, the cosmic consciousness grids deep within the earth, deep within her cosmic level of consciousness, deep within the heart of Mother Earth. So that is what we were doing in the second seeding. So the creators of the first creation created consciousness on all of the stars within this system. Each of these cosmic sons created stars and star systems, who were the star seeds, who created consciousness and placed beings on stars. We were the original souls of all who were created for billions of years all over this universal system. Well, we weren't actually the souls. When we were in the first creation, we were what you would call the oversouls, the creators, the creation teams. It's not until we left the cosmic realm that's when we become a soul, because the soul is the actual identical replication of the God idea going out to experience itself in many different forms. So the soul is actually God traveling through time, traveling through the universe, traveling through different densities of experience. So my experience through my soul in the second seeding was to be a mermaid living on this earth 400 million years ago, The 500 million years ago was the time when Elika and I were together creating mountains, but later in that same second creation time period, I was a dolphin, and when we leave the cosmic realm, that's when we become a soul. And for the soul to come down as far as the earth level of dimensional level, we had to break in half. Our soul would break in half. And so there was a male part of our soul and a female part of our soul. And so my that's what's called a twin soul, or the cosmic twin. My cosmic twin was with me clear back in the very beginning of creation, clear back into the star nebula, the very beginning of creation. So we have been together for about 18 billion years as one twin flame. So when we break apart to come and have these experiences, sometimes we go to different star systems, and sometimes we come together. This time in the second seeding, my cosmic twin and I came together, and I was a mermaid and he was a dolphin. So we were the original souls of all who were created for billions of years all over this universal system. During our second seeding of the earth, we created mountains because there were portals, because these were the portals that we needed for traveling between stars on the earth. I was a mermaid on earth during the second seeding, and Joe, my husband now, was a dolphin. The place that I travel most often in bilocation and astral travel is to this most glorious time, which was about 400 million years ago. The mermaids were a blend of the humanoids on Sun Law and the dolphinoids on Sun Ha. This was one of the first times my soulmate and I found each other, and we were lovers as mermaids and dolphins for millions of years. This is our favorite time in all of the history of creation. The reason that many people are being attracted to this idea of cosmic consciousness and cosmic dolphins at this time is because many souls who have returned to Earth, who were also here during the second seeding, are back again. Others have returned from the later stages of Earth's history in the third seeding. Many of them only remember the time on Earth when they were Egyptian pharaohs ruled, because that is when they first came to Earth. The ones who are now being called indigos and starseeds by human writers are actually the souls of those who are from first creation. We were called Oriphims. Our race line was Oriphims. The Orifim dolphinoids, the Orifim humanoids, the Orifim eagles, and the Orifim cats, and there was a whole seven race lines of the Orifims. The guardians of the Ra sun, Ka-Ra, were the first two suns. The second sun, Ra, is a sun that is most famous because the sun Ka was so etheric, so pre-creation level that it wasn't even known by most in the creation. The sun Ra was the first sun that had enough density to it that was even considered a sun. So this sun Ra is where the original guardians of the Oriphims came from. So the guardians of sun Ra oversaw the creations of all of these other suns throughout the universe. And this is why many have heard so many stories about worshiping the sun and worshiping sun Ra throughout history. The sun Ra was the name of the second sun, and so the entities from that sun, who were also Oriphims, were the guardians and the creators of many of the ideas throughout our universe. The humanoid race was the seventh sun. We have always worked closely with the dolphinoids from the sixth sun. The mermaids in the second seeding look much more human-like. Today's mermaids look much more fish-like. They are called the Clares. Our race line as mermaids 400 million years ago was called the Ceres Conchan. This race line came from the area of the sky where the dolphin and whale idea came from, the Sun Ha in the Orpheum. They are a very special species, much more special than people can imagine. Joe and I, my cosmic twin flame and I, who called himself a Dolphino for a while just to help remember that he was a dolphin, and I called myself Crystale because Crystale comes from the seven suns, the K in my name, Ka from the sun Ka, Ra, the R in my name comes from the sun Ra, so, and then the Y is from sun Ya, and Sa from sun Sa, Ta from sun Ta. So if you see where this name comes from, Crystale, it comes from the seven suns, Ka Ra Ya Sa Ta Ha La, and it's actually a scale, a harmonic scale of creation. Ka Ha Ra Sa Ya Ta La, Ka Ra Ya Sa Ta Ha La, Ka Ra Ya Sa Ta Ha La. That's the original scale of creation. So this was a harmonic idea at the cosmic level of all creation. So that's why I call myself Crystale. It stands for the seven suns. It stands for the original Orpheum race line of the creation of what is now being called the Indigo Children. We didn't call ourselves Indigo Children, we called ourselves the Orpheum race line. And then we came down in other forms, such as the Ceres Conchan, who are the mermaids. And these dolphin and whale species from Sun Ha were very special species, so special that you can't even imagine the wonderful qualities that they had. So Joe and I were dolphin and mermaid who could speak the trinary language. Our language as dolphins and mermaids in the second seeding, and the language of the dolphins and whales and mermaids at this time is still the trinary language. Many words are spoken at once. We could speak the contents of an entire book in a few tones. We would make sounds from the frequencies in between all of the consciousness that exists in the physical realm and the spiritual, and bring it into oneness of a new meaning each time we spoke. This is the language that Crystal Magic Orchestra uses to create our music. The language is made from connecting consciousness into parts and then creating a new reality from the meaning of each of those two parts. The present dolphins also speak this trinary language of millions of words upon words, full of layers of meaning within each breath and echo sound. The calculations of the communication science has made the calculations of the communication that scientists have made about dolphins is totally idiotic. It has absolutely nothing to do with reality. I communicate with dolphins and whales all of the time. We work together every night when I astral travel to work with them in the ocean on designing the vortexes. I communicate with these dolphins and whales as we create these vortices within the grids of Earth to help to layer and align the grids correctly, because I am in charge of bringing back the 12 ascension portals at this time. So the Mary Magdalene, the same Mary Magdalene who was with Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago, is back on earth now, opening the 12 ascension portals in the Pacific Ocean. And so what I do, my work with the dolphins and whales at this time, is going back to my memories of when I spoke the trinary language myself. So this language is very helpful in the work that I do at night with the dolphins. So I examine each layer of grids at night, and I astral travel as a time traveler to check out what the outcomes of each layer of the grids that I lay, to check where the best positioning for the ascension portals are. And the dolphins help me by sending their sound waves to the Pleiadians for guidance in recalculation. They recalculate the grids, and they send me their calculations of these frequencies, and we recalibrate the grids of Mother Earth so that we can place these ascension portals in the Pacific Ocean. So that is what I do every night and day at this time. I'm opening these 12 ascension portals in the Pacific Ocean, and through the help of my cosmic dolphin family and my mermaid family from millions of years ago, that consciousness, the cosmic consciousness of that reality, bringing that consciousness back into the grids of Earth, and the present dolphins and whales are helping me at this time to recalibrate and bring that reality back into Earth. So this is my present occupation as the soul of Mary Magdalene. So I am putting together my history of understanding from the times when I was a mermaid, and there are also millions of years when I was with Elika, who was the team leader of this creation at this time, and we had many other creation journeys where we opened other portals and alignment of these portals throughout the universe. We lived on almost every other planet in the universe together at one time, and the one who was Jesus, the soul of Jesus, before he became Jesus, the pre-soul of Jesus, we had spent many lifetimes of creation together also. So this is my present occupation as the soul of Mary Magdalene. I am also the soul of Crystal A. This name comes from the 7 suns in a circle. So you think of the 7 suns, the Orphan sons of creation, in a circle. The lay means a circle. It means a continuous creation. It means breeding the heart center of all of the suns back into oneness. And that is what I am doing at this time on Earth. I am rebraiding all 7 of these suns, the consciousness of the original Orphan race line, back in to these ascension portals of Earth, and back through the 12 stargates that exist now within our universe. This is who I was before my soul was created. This was the time when I was cosmic, the creation self. I was around for many millions of years before Yeshua and I returned the Christ consciousness to Earth. Christ consciousness had been around for billions of years before the story of Christ. People on Earth do not realize that the dolphins and whales spoke this trinary language, which is what I call the language created from the music of the spheres, which continuously streams together layers and layers of frequencies full of consciousness of meaning. From one sound made by the speakers of the trinary language, there can be much information transmitted when the language is intercepted by another. So the different parts of the body intercept the sound waves. The waves intercept chakra points in the body from levels of consciousness throughout the music of the spheres. Different frequencies will hit at different times. So this is how they know what is being said. They learn their alphabet through the entrance of the sound that is moving. There are more advanced species of dolphins and whales in Andromeda. There are dolphin councils in the Pleiades also, but not as advanced as in Andromeda. They speak a more advanced language in Andromeda because it is older. The dolphin council connecting with Earth at this time is in the Pleiades. They are the receivers and holders of light on the planet. The dolphins and whales on this planet are helping ascension by holding light for the planet. Each individual is a reflection of light and has his soul and has the same soul that God gave them. To move that light of the soul across the ocean, the whales and dolphins are the ones who can carry that information to other places so that it can be connected in a much greater way. I am also connected to the universe, but the dolphins and whales are holding the light for the planet so it is stronger than it was in the past. So as I work with the dolphins and whales at night, they hold the light, they hold this transmission signal up into the Pleiades, and then from the Pleiades signal of the whale and dolphin center of Pleiades, they send this light connection, and they use their soul. The soul contains the light and sound of consciousness, so it connects their fifth dimensional consciousness directly into our earth and holds us stable, holds that light and sound frequency of the fifth dimension, holds the earth within that dimensional frequency. So the earth has always been held within this fifth dimensional consciousness by the dolphins and whales in the ocean. So I am connected to the universe, but the dolphins and whales are holding the light of the planet so it is stronger than it was in the past. They are getting information from the Pleiadian area so they can be greater and stronger at this time. I am opening the vortexes. The dolphins and whales will help me more in the future after they finish removing radiation from the ocean. They will move into a very strong positive consciousness area very soon after they get through this reformation that they're going through right now. They are helping with communication with the Dolphin and Whale Alliance in the Pleiades and giving information coordinates of that nature so that they can guide me. They are guiding me and helping me be very specific in what I am doing. Elika's thought process from the fifth dimensional spiritual kingdom came into mine. Elika's thought process from the fifth dimensional spiritual kingdom came into mine, into my consciousness, to guide me. His thought process is like it was in first creation, when we spoke the same language of creation, and when we were together in the second seeding of creation of earth. I am thinking advanced thoughts that are given to me from my future self through Elika and from my past self in order to align the vortexes and the ascension portals. There are so many trying to help Earth with this instrumentation that we cannot tell the exact timing of the Pacific Ocean falling into the ocean. We cannot tell the exact timing of the Pacific coast falling into the Pacific Ocean. Right now there is a 46% probability that California will fall into the ocean in the next 2 years. The percentage will change if less incorrect technology was not being used on the earth, as a consequence of some species who think they are helping but they are not. The percentages change moment by moment, and the probability is at 46% in June 2016 for the next 2 years. As a result of all of the things that are happening, the aliens and species who are outside of our planet, who are trying to work to help our timeline to continue, affect this probability continuously. Some of those are doing very good work, and others are not helping, and some are always doing the correct work. This probability could go up or down, but it will fall in the ocean within 10 years, when it is time for Earth to fall apart. You can hold together for a little while longer, so you are just putting off something that must happen. So the Earth must go through this transformation at some time. It is inevitable that the tectonic plates will move into a place where we cannot control them any longer. There is technology coming from billions of light years in our future from a place called Kia. They are a very advanced race who has technology that could fix the tectonic plates. They are the most advanced technology in the cosmos. They have an interest in us, in planet Earth, and they are considering coming to help us. If they bring their technology, there is a chance that we could stop the coast from falling in the ocean. Otherwise, it will happen within 10 years. The Kea could reset the tectonic plates. They have expressed interest to our alliances who are far away, and we have received this message of interest this year. Since this planet is a part of the prophecy that is billions of years old, the tectonic plates are numerous. They move at will, and we cannot predict always that where they will move. They can move up and down, left and right, and so therefore with the correct pressure, if we can stabilize the plates, they would not move. However, there are so many of these plates that we cannot control all of them at once. To put energy on the different plates at different times can be more dangerous, and it could cause them to move more. So in order to stop them from moving completely, the entire chain of tectonic plates must be worked on at once, and that is something that is beyond our technology right now. And I'm talking about the technology of Elika, and Elika is in a system with the highest technology that we have access to at this time. And many other planetary systems are using their technology to help us, and some of it is helping doing small parts, some of it is helping align and balance us through the universe, and some of us are working on more specific alignments of the grids at a deeper level, which will have the greatest effect of all on these tectonic plates. So that is the job that I am doing. I'm working on the cosmic grids far within Mother Earth to reconnect to the star portals, which will cause more of a balance throughout the entire Earth. It will give Mother Earth, it will expand her lifespan, and it will put us in a timeline of more harmonious balance where these tectonic plates will eventually balance out and calm down also. But this will take a while. So in order to stop the tectonic plates from moving completely, the entire chain of tectonic plates must be worked on at once, and that is something that is beyond our technology. Right now we can work on about 100 miles of tectonic plates at a time with the highest technology that Elika has brought to Earth. The Kea technology could stabilize several hundred miles. This is what we would require to fix the problem. So the tectonic plates would have, the ascension portals would have a very positive effect on helping the stabilization of the tectonic plates. So that is the first part of my mission of opening these 12 ascension portals. It will help to balance these tectonic plates in the Pacific Ocean. So the reason that Elika and I are working on these ascension portals and the whole balancing and realignment of the grids and seeing this alignment in the future and working with the dolphins and the whales at this fifth dimensional consciousness alignment into the Pleiades is all to help balance out these tectonic plates so that Mother Earth can have a longer lifespan, so that all of this unbalance on Earth will straighten out. So the ascension portals are feeding the stargates, and by feeding these energy portals for positive reactions to Mother Gaia. So Mother Gaia will be able to support herself better with more portals open. That way she will be able to help us maneuver the tectonic plates at will. She can work with all of these tectonic plates at once at will, but it is not within her soul contract to actually save the portion of the continent, the Pacific Ocean area that is sliding into the ocean. So she is only doing what is natural, just like in our bodies. She has a lifespan as well, and her lifespan says this and reacts, and just like we are trying to make her better and elongate her life, the way science is trying to elongate our lives of humans on Earth. We are trying to elongate the life of Mother Gaia. My fourth dimensional self extends clear out to the farthest reaches of the universe. So even though I am in a fourth dimensional body on this earth, I astral travel to places that are totally spiritual, totally cosmic consciousness. I travel into the future to several thousands of years in the future. I travel back in time. I extend my consciousness as high as it can possibly extend, what would be called 12th dimensional consciousness, in order to do these things that I'm doing on Earth. So this fourth dimensional body, this technology that we're using on this Earth, is just an extension to all that we are. So I am working with the fifth dimensional consciousness of the dolphins and whales, and connecting through their soul up into their consciousness and the Pleiadian consciousness, and connecting to the cosmic consciousness within Mother Earth to reconnect back to our orphan consciousness of the original seven suns, and connecting to the new consciousness of the eighth sun, where the new cosmos, the new consciousness, is this whole new reality is being created from. So I can connect with the 12th dimensional 13th, 14th, and 15th energy and stay in this density as I am doing my work. We call this fifth dimension, when we finally connect all of the dimensions together. And so this phase of multidimensionality is what we must go through in order for our race line and the Earth to ascend to the next higher reality. We're going through this phase now of multidimensionality. Those with less frequencies will talk about a lesser number of dimensions, but each group is different in their understanding depending on how the understanding was brought to them. We came to be on a 12th dimensional understanding to be fourth dimension by those who do not call this, count the dimensions in between. So some people are calling four spheres of the music of the spheres, of four harmonic universes. Sometimes they call that the fourth dimension, while others would be calling that the 12th dimension, because there were actually three smaller dimensions within each of the harmonic universes. So when some people are talking about moving to the fourth density or fourth dimension, they're actually talking about moving into the 12th dimension. Consciousness means Christ consciousness, means rebraiding our Christ consciousness, which was created in the orphan race line by the seven sons, Kara, Yasa, Taha, La, originally, bringing that back to Earth. So that is where the story of the indigos come from. So the story of the 12th dimensional, the children with this 12th dimensional consciousness. So that is our original creation, this Christic consciousness being brought from the seven sons, which were the orphan race lines. And that all braids us back. into that 12th dimensional consciousness. When our souls left the Karayasatahala, we became the souls carrying this 12th dimensional consciousness through the universe. So it is true that we are moving into the 5th dimension. Some will stay in the 4th dimension because they are have not expanded their energies of consciousness. Some say it requires being 4th dimensional to see 3rd dimension, and we must move to the 5th dimension to see the 4th. Others say only a few will rise into the 5th because it takes a lot of work. All of these realities are true. It just depends on how much you have experienced, where you have gone before, how much of this creation you've experienced, how much of these timelines you are reconnecting to, how fast you can expand your consciousness to accept yourself as being these many other entities of reality, as I have learned to remember myself as Mary Magdalene and as the mermaid who lived in the second seating, and as other times that I was here during the time of the Anunnaki and the Egyptian pharaohs, and billions of times before that when I was living on other star systems with Elika, doing other creation projects that led to this level of creation at this time. So this whole multidimensionality is a remembering of all of our past lives and bringing that consciousness back to this time where we can do these great projects, as like the one of opening the 12 stargates. I have had to have the memories of all of the times that I have opened ascension portals in the past, or I have aligned consciousness between other planets through the universe together. All of this knowingness that exists within my soul is now coming forward to begin a new mission with my old team, Elika, and Jesus will be joining me again on my next mission. They haven't told me what it is, but they've told me that we have already planned it together, and that my subconscious knows what it is, and it will come forth as soon as I finish this mission of opening these 12 ascension portals, and Mother Gaia is on her way through this new timeline, which will extend her lifetime and put our consciousness into a much closer reality of what we meant it to be in the beginning. So that this whole creation project of where Earth is now and where she has been and where she is going has been created from the one that we call God, but we all must know that we are God. The God idea was placed within our souls. The original God world, all that was in that God world, was placed within our souls for us to move through the universe and create experiences so God could experience himself in all possible ways. And so that is what we have been doing. We have been experiencing God clear from the cosmic level down through all of the possibilities of universal levels, where we've been creating new star systems, new universes, and now we have created new universes. So our family of Oriphims has these children, all of these star children that were placed all through our universe, and now our souls are coming down to experience this new reality where we're connecting with all that we have been in the past and present to create another great reality. So we must be multidimensional before we can become a new dimension. I am from the future. I have been given permission by the timekeepers to experience things without changing them. I have already gone into the past as well. They know I will not harm anything there. The dolphin species that Joe came from also used trinary language. They traveled in groups of 12, or 10, excuse me. They were very loving and harmonious, and the dolphins and mermaids were lovers, and this was very common at this time. They were dedicated to they were dedicated to their community and to all communities outside of themselves. So these ideas of these second seeding of the dolphin fifth dimensional consciousness and the mermaid fifth dimensional consciousness is what is being returned to the earth consciousness at this time. The dolphin has always had a very high frequency. Joe and I were together many times. We are one soul who separated and comes together over time. We can always find each other through our resonance, even when we are light years apart. We were one soul who separated in the cosmos, in the nebula cloud area, in the very first starburst. I do teachings at nighttime in other planets. Joe and I are both ambassadors and caretakers of other planets that are third dimensional, that are going through the same transitions that Earth is going through. And we also travel to the future to see the outcome of many things. I go to the vortexes in astral travel form to make sure they are moving in the right direction and they are opening correctly. And I work with the dolphins at night in astral travel to do this work. I work with the spiritual realm, and I work with Elika for information about where I will go after this mission. My astral travels are at night, and I go to the future to find out the success rate of my projects, and then I tweak my projects to make sure that it was correct. So I saw a problem with extraneous energy that I might have been carrying into the grids through the process of having others listening to my music, and so I was worried about that. So I took a trip through the help of the time travelers to the future to see the outcome of others using this frequency music, and they all said that it was all just fine. So there were no problems being created by others' consciousness flowing into the grids and into these ascension portals at this time. So I got permission from the timekeepers to travel to the future and then check on everything that I've done to see how it affects my project. And they are telling me that the project is fine, and that Elika and Jesus keep me informed of how many of the ascension portals are open. And the last time we spoke, the first portal in Monterey was completely open, and now I have opened 4 more ascension portals, and now they have been completely open.